Okay, so you're thinking about jumping into AI. Everybody says it's the hot field, right? But where do you even start? Well, we did a deep dive into Andrew Ding's ebook, How to Build a Career in AI, to try to help you out.
What really stood out to me, well, Andrew compares AI literacy to like basic skills, like reading and writing. It's becoming that essential.
Okay, so AI literacy, I get it's important, but what does that even mean?
Well, Andrew uses this example, like a pizza shop owner. Imagine trying to predict demand using AI. Let's say how many Hawaiian pizzas you're going to sell every day. A linear regression model could help you figure that out. It's a way to predict something based on past data.
So you could staff accordingly, you could order the right amount of pineapple. It's not just for like tech companies, it's about using AI thinking in any business.
Exactly. Think about your field. Even if you're not a programmer, could AI-driven insights make things better? Maybe optimize your workflow or even predict customer behavior?
Now, Andrew has this 3-step framework for building an AI career. Learning the skills, working on projects, and then landing that dream job. But just hearing those 3 steps, honestly, it makes me feel kind of overwhelmed.
That's totally normal. The key is it's not a straight line. AI careers are, iterative. You're always learning, refining your skills, taking on new challenges.
That's what makes it exciting, I guess.
Right.
So foundational skills. Andrew recommends machine learning, deep learning, software development, and math. Math? Really? I thought I left calculus back in college.
Don't worry about the math yet.
Yeah.
Not all math is equally important these days. And the good news is, with all these AI tools, the essential math is more focused now, like linear algebra, probabilities, statistics. Those are the key areas.
Okay. Phew. So no need to brush up on differential equations.
Probably not for most AI jobs. But Andrew also really stresses this thing called exploratory data analysis, EDI. It's basically about using visualizations and different methods to really understand your data before you get into all the complex models. It's like being a data detective.
A data detective.
And this is super relevant with the rise of this data-centric AI.
Data-centric AI.
That's a new one.
It's this growing trend where they're focusing on improving the quality of the data that's used to train AI models, rather than just building more and more complex algorithms.
So if you train an AI on bad data, you'll get bad results, no matter how fancy the algorithm is.
Exactly.
Garbage in, garbage out. But even if you focus on just the key skills, it's still a lot to learn. Where do you even begin?
Andrew recommends starting with a structured course. It's way more efficient than trying to learn from random websites. A good course will give you that framework and the consistent terminology, which is so helpful when you're starting out.
I've always struggled with self-learning, to be honest. Why does he emphasize structured courses so much?
Think of it like learning a new language. Would you rather learn from random phrases? Or would you rather have a curriculum that teaches you grammar and vocabulary systematically? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you start with a course to get that solid foundation, but then what? You got to keep learning, right? AI is changing so fast.
Absolutely. AI is constantly evolving. Continuous learning is key. And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Andrew has this great tip. He got it from BJ Fogg's book on building tiny habits. Start small, be consistent. Even just 10 seconds of study every day can make a difference.
I love that. It's way less intimidating than trying to cram it all in. Okay, so I'm building my skills, learning consistently, but then what? How do I actually use this stuff?
That's when it gets fun. AI projects, that's where you get to use what you've learned and build a portfolio to show off your skills.
What kind of project should I even start with? I'm no expert.
Andrew's got this 5-step process for choosing the right projects. And this is where it gets really interesting. He says you shouldn't start with an AI problem and then look for something to apply it to. You should start with a real-world problem that needs to be solved.
Okay, give me an example.
Imagine power grid operators. They're struggling to predict how much energy they'll get, from wind and solar. That's a real problem, right?
Yeah.
Then you think about how AI could help. Could satellite imagery help map where the wind turbines are more accurately? Could weather data help predict solar irradiance better?
So it's about using AI to actually make a difference, not just as a, cool tech experiment.
That's it. And don't worry about your first project being groundbreaking. Andrew himself started with this project. It mimicked the sine of X function, sine of X. Not exactly revolutionary, but he learned a lot from it.
So start small, learn by doing, gradually work your way up.
Exactly.
I like that. Don't overthink it. Just jump in. What other advice does he have for choosing projects?
He says, think about your career goals. What kind of AI role do you see yourself in? Choose projects that show off the skills you'll need for that.
So if I want to be a machine learning engineer, I should focus on projects where I build and train models.
You got it. It's about strategically building that portfolio to show your skills and how you've progressed. And remember, it's iterative. You'll learn from each project and refine your approach as you go.
Right. Don't get stuck trying to make it perfect. Just start. Okay, so I'm building my skills, working on projects, slowly becoming less of a beginner. But what about actually getting an AI job? It seems like such a competitive field.
It can be. But that's where Andrew's insights on informational interviews are so helpful. You reach out to people who are already working in AI, roles that you're interested in, just pick their brain.
So I'm emailing someone with my dream job and asking them what?
Ask them about what they do every day, the skills they use the most, what the company culture is like, even the hiring process. Remember, AI is changing so fast that job titles can be all over the place.
That's true. I've seen that.
An AI engineer at one company might do something completely different than an AI engineer at another.
So informational interviews help cut through the jargon, and you get a sense of what the job really is. Not just the title, but what you actually do.
That's a great point. It can also give you insights into the algorithms they use, the tools, the processes at a specific company.
It's like a backstage pass to the AI show.
I love that. But trying to find someone to interview can seem scary. Andrew reminds us that most successful people got help along the way, and they're usually happy to help others too.
So I shouldn't be afraid to reach out, even if I don't know them personally.
You'd be surprised how many people are willing to share their experiences. Look at your network. Talk to your friends. Go to industry events, even online ones.
Like Pi and AI.
Exactly. Just be polite, professional, and thank them for their time.
And speaking of paying it forward, maybe someday I can be that person, sharing my experience with someone new to the field.
I love that attitude.
Yeah.
Andrew really emphasizes creating a welcoming and supportive AI community.
Okay, so informational interviews. What other job search advice does Andrew give?
He stresses how important it is to master the fundamentals. A well-crafted resume, a compelling portfolio of projects, strong interview skills. These are all super important. Even with a referral, those things will make a difference.
Those are the building blocks.
Exactly. And he also encourages approaching the job search with a win-win mindset. Treat potential employers with respect. Focus on building real connections. Highlight how your skills will help their team.
It's not just about what they can do for me, but what I can do for them.
Right. It's about finding the right fit, not just any job.
One thing that really resonated with me was that Andrew emphasizes choosing who you work with, not just what you work on.
That's such a good point. Your colleagues will have a huge impact on your growth, so you want to work with people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who share your values.
Yeah, because you could have the best project in the world, but if you're stuck with a team that doesn't support you,
it can be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Andrew even suggests trying to talk to your potential teammates before you accept an offer.
Is that even possible?
Sometimes. It could be during the interview process. Or you could ask to connect with some team members. It's worth it, because if you're not compatible with the team, it's probably not going to be a good experience.
That's a good tip. And then there's community, friends, mentors, online networks. They can all give you advice, support, even referrals.
That's where the AI for everyone idea really comes through. Don't be afraid to reach out. Ask questions. Share your experiences.
So finding the right AI job is a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. And with the right approach and the right mindset, you can build a fulfilling and impactful career in this really exciting field.
Okay, we talked about breaking down that transition, using those informational interviews, mastering the fundamentals, approaching the job search with that win-win mindset. What about the bigger picture of an AI career?
That's what we're talking about next. Andrew has some really insightful thoughts about long-term success in AI, building a fulfilling career, and even using your skills to make a positive impact on the world.
I'm ready to dive in. Let's hear it.
So you're feeling all motivated, ready to launch that AI career, but actually making that leap, it can feel pretty daunting, especially if you're switching fields.
It's like standing at the edge of the diving board, looking down at this pool of unknowns.
Well, Andrew actually gives you a framework to help. He breaks down career transitions into two things: switching roles and switching industries.
Oh, yeah.
So let's say you're moving from software engineering to machine learning engineering. That's switching roles.
Yeah.
If you're going from a healthcare company to a tech company, that's switching industries.
Got it. Two different kinds of leaps.
Exactly. And Andrew suggests that if you're new to AI, It's easier to switch one or the other, rather than trying to do both at once.
So I shouldn't try to become a machine learning engineer at Google right away.
It's not impossible.
Yeah.
But why not make it a little easier on yourself? Let's say you're a financial analyst at a bank. You could aim for a data science role at another financial company. That way you're using your existing knowledge, but also building your AI expertise.
Okay, so I'm getting experience easing into the AI world.
Right, and later on, you'll be in a better position to make that jump to a tech company as a, seasoned data scientist.
That makes a lot of sense. Smaller steps, bigger impact.
Exactly. Now, Andrew has some thoughts about startups. He says they can be more open to role transitions compared to bigger companies.
Why is that? Are they just more desperate for talent?
Maybe. But startups often have more work than people. So if you're eager to do AI stuff, even if it's not in your job description, you're going to stand out.
I see you're a go-getter.
Right. They notice you more and appreciate you more in that kind of environment.
But in a big company, you might get stuck in your role.
It's possible. Now, remember those informational interviews? They're even more important when you're thinking about switching roles or industries.
Right. Picking the brains of people already in the field.
AI is changing so fast, job titles can be all over the place.
Like a data scientist at one company could be doing something totally different than a data scientist at another company.
Exactly. An informational interview can help you understand what the job really involves, day to day.
And whether I'd actually like the job, right? Not just the title, but what it's actually like.
You got it. It can also give you insights into the algorithms they use, the tools, the processes, specific to that company.
It's like getting a backstage pass.
Exactly. But finding someone to interview can feel a little intimidating. Andrew reminds us that most successful people got help from someone along the way, and they usually want to do the same for others.
So I shouldn't be afraid to reach out, even if I don't know them.
You'd be surprised how willing people are to help. Use your network. Talk to your friends. Go to industry events, even if they're online.
Like Pi and AI.
Exactly. Just remember to be polite, be professional, and thank them for their time.
Speaking of paying it forward, maybe someday I'll be the one helping someone new.
That's the spirit. Andrew's all about creating a welcoming and supportive AI community.
Okay, so informational interviews. What else does Andrew say about the job search?
He emphasizes mastering the fundamentals, a well-crafted resume, a strong portfolio of projects, good interview skills. These are all essential. They'll make a difference even if you have a referral.
The building blocks.
Right. And he encourages you to approach the job search with a win-win mindset.
Okay.
Treat potential employers with respect. Focus on building those genuine connections. Show them how your skills will benefit their team.
It's not just about what's in it for me, but what I can bring to the table.
Exactly. It's about finding the right fit, not just getting any job.
You know what really stuck with me? Andrew emphasizes choosing who you work with, not just what you work on.
That's so important. Your colleagues will really influence your development, so you want to work with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who share your values.
Yeah, you could have the coolest project, but if your team isn't supportive...
It could be a nightmare.
Exactly.
Andrew even suggests trying to talk to your potential teammates before you accept the job.
Is that even possible?
Sometimes. Maybe during the interview process. Or you can ask to talk to some team members. It's worth the effort. Because if you're not compatible with the team, it's not going to be a good experience.
That's a great tip. And then there's the whole idea of community. Friends, mentors, online networks, they can all provide support, advice, even referrals.
That's the AI for everyone spirit. Don't be afraid to reach out. Ask questions. Share what you know.
So finding the right job, it's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. With the right approach and the right mindset, you can build a great career, a fulfilling career, an impactful career in this amazing field.
Okay. We talked about breaking down the transition, using informational interviews, mastering the fundamentals, and having that win-win mindset during the job search. What about the bigger picture of an AI career?
That's what we'll explore next. Andrew has some deep thoughts about long-term success in AI, about building a fulfilling career, and even using your skills to make the world a better place.
I can't wait to dive in. Let's hear it. All right, so we talked about getting started in AI, building our skills, landing that dream job. But what about the long game? How do we build a really fulfilling and impactful career, one that goes beyond just checking off the boxes?
That's where Andrew's advice gets really deep. He goes beyond just, the tactical stuff. And he shares some really profound insights about long-term success in AI.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are the secrets to thriving in this field?
Well, he highlights 5 key areas. And the first one, it might surprise you, it's teamwork.
Teamwork. I thought AI was all about, brilliant individuals coding away in isolation.
That's a pretty common misconception. The truth is, you rarely achieve great things in AI alone, Andrew says. Collaboration, communication, being able to influence others, and being influenced by others. These are all super important.
So it's not just about technical skills, it's about people skills too.
Exactly. It's about working together to solve those complex problems and driving innovation. What's interesting is that Andrew admits he had to work on his communication skills too.
Really? Even Andrew Ng?
Yeah. It just goes to show we all have areas we can improve, even the experts. And that those soft skills, they're just as important as your technical skills.
Okay, that makes sense. So teamwork's key. What else is on Andrew's list?
The next one might make some people cringe. Networking.
Yeah, networking, it feels so, forced, transactional, like, hi, let's connect so I can use you later.
I get it. I don't love that word either, networking.
Yeah.
But Andrew, he's actually an introvert himself. He suggests we think of it as building community.
Oh, that's much better.
It's about building genuine connections with people who share your interests and your values, instead of just trying to collect a ton of contacts. Aim for those meaningful relationships.
So go to events, join online communities, contribute to discussions, not just to get something out of it, but to actually be part of something.
Exactly. You'll naturally expand your network and you'll be making real connections. Win-win. And then, of course, there's the job search itself.
Which can feel pretty overwhelming sometimes.
For sure. But Andrew says don't get too caught up in finding that perfect job right away. Remember, the job search is just one step in a much longer journey.
So don't freak out if the first few applications don't work out.
That's right. And be careful about the advice you get. There's a lot of noise out there, a lot of misinformation. Focus on showing off your skills, building those genuine connections, and finding a role that aligns with your values and your aspirations.
It's about finding the right fit, not just chasing the hype.
Now, the 4th key area Andrew talks about is personal discipline.
Discipline, that sounds intense.
It doesn't have to be. Think of it as building good habits. Andrew believes those good habits are essential for long-term success, not just in AI, but in life in general.
So, habits related to learning, work, health, relationships, self-care, it all matters.
It's about making those small, consistent choices that add up over time. And finally, Andrew highlights the importance of altruism.
Altruism, okay, now I'm...
Think of it as using your AI skills to do good. How can you help other people along the way? How can you support those who are just starting out?
Wow. Yeah, it's about contributing to something bigger than yourself.
Exactly, creating a more inclusive and equitable AI community. And, it all comes back to that question Andrew asks, what is 130,000th of your life worth?
That question has really stuck with me. It's such a powerful reminder to make each day count.
Let's use that question as a guiding principle as we build our AI careers. Choose work that matters. Surround yourself with people who inspire you. Embrace lifelong learning and try to make a positive impact.
Those are great words to live by. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away?
The future of AI is being shaped by people like you.
Yeah.
People who are passionate about this field. Don't underestimate your potential. You can contribute. You can make a difference.
And remember, you're not alone on this journey. The AI community is here to support you every step of the way.
So go out there, keep learning, keep building, keep contributing. The possibilities are endless.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into building an AI career. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.